Section 7. The Good Neighbor Next Door Program, connecting FHA financing to special HUD buyer programs. In the last section, we discussed FHA financing and how it helps many buyers purchase HUD homes through lower down payments, flexible credit standards, and repair financing options. Now we move into one of HUD's most unique buyer programs, the Good Neighbor Next Door Program, often called GNND. This program can surprise both buyers and agents because the benefit is significant. A qualified buyer may be able to purchase an eligible HUD home for 50% off the list price. But like all HUD programs, there are rules, deadlines, occupancy requirements, and eligibility standards agents must understand before advising clients. What is the Good Neighbor Next Door program? The Good Neighbor Next Door program is a HUD initiative designed to strengthen communities and encourage home ownership among public service professionals. HUD created the program to help revitalize neighborhoods by encouraging certain professionals to live in designated revitalization areas. The program may allow qualified buyers to purchase eligible HUD homes at a 50% discount from the listed price. HUD's goal is to increase owner occupancy, improve neighborhood stability, encourage long-term community investment, support public servants who serve communities every day. GNND properties are listed through HUDhomestore.gov and are specifically identified as Good Neighbor Next Door eligible homes. A real-world GNND story. A middle school teacher named Rachel worked in Phoenix and wanted to buy a home, but rising prices made homeownership feel impossible. Her agent introduced her to the GNND program. Rachel found a HUD home in a designated revitalization area listed for $280,000. Because she qualified, she became eligible to purchase the home for 50% off the list price. Instead of remaining a renter, Rachel became a homeowner with built-in equity from day one. This is exactly the type of opportunity HUD designed the program to create. Why HUD created the GNND program? HUD recognized that neighborhoods affected by foreclosure often need more than a quick resale. They need stability, long-term residence, and community involvement. HUD also recognized that teachers, law enforcement officers, firefighters, and EMTs often become deeply connected to the communities they serve. By encouraging these professionals to live in revitalization areas, HUD hopes to reduce vacancy, improve neighborhood pride, strengthen communities, increase owner occupancy, encourage long-term investment. The GNND program is not just about discounted housing, it is about neighborhood transformation. Who qualifies for GNND? Only certain full-time public service professionals may qualify. Eligible participants include full-time law enforcement officers, full-time pre-K through 12 teachers, full-time firefighters, full-time emergency medical technicians. Each category has specific employment requirements. Teachers must work full-time for a state-accredited public or private school, serving pre-kindergarten through 12th grade. Law enforcement officers must be full-time sworn officers employed by a federal, state, local, or tribal agency. Firefighters and EMTs must be full-time employees of fire departments or emergency medical service organizations. Agents should never assume eligibility. Documentation and verification are required. The 50% discount explained. The biggest benefit of GNND is the 50% discount. For example, if a HUD home is listed for $200,000, a qualified GNND buyer may be able to purchase it for $100,000. However, buyers must understand how the discount works. HUD records a silent second mortgage and note for the discounted portion. This second mortgage generally has no interest, requires no monthly payments, is forgiven after the occupancy requirement is satisfied. If the buyer follows the program rules, the second mortgage is eventually released. The 36-month occupancy requirement. The most important rule in the GNND program is occupancy. The buyer must live in the home as their primary residence for 36 months. The buyer cannot purchase it as an investment, use it as a vacation rental, immediately resell it, rent it out during the occupancy period. HUD monitors compliance carefully. Agents must clearly explain these restrictions because misunderstanding the occupancy requirement could create serious problems for the buyer. Under AAC R428-1101I, Arizona agents must communicate material facts accurately, including occupancy obligations and resale restrictions. A common GNND misunderstanding. An Arizona buyer once asked, "Can I rent the property to my cousin while I live somewhere else?" The answer is no. The property must remain the buyer's primary residence during the required occupancy period. If agents fail to explain this clearly, buyers could unintentionally violate program rules. This is why HUD education matters. How buyers find GNND properties. GNND homes are found through HUDhomestore.gov. Not every HUD home qualifies. Only certain homes located in designated revitalization areas are eligible for the program. Inventory may be limited and changes frequently, so qualified buyers should monitor HUD Home Store regularly. The GNND bidding process. GNND properties are typically available during a specific lottery period. During this period, eligible buyers may submit offers. Multiple bids may be received. HUD may use a lottery system if more than one qualified bid is submitted. This means the highest bid does not always win. If multiple qualified buyers submit bids, HUD may randomly select from eligible submissions. This process helps keep the program fair. Working through the transaction. Once selected, the buyer moves forward much like a standard HUD transaction. The buyer must secure financing, complete required disclosures, submit documentation, meet HUD deadlines, close within required timelines. Financing may include FHA, VA, or conventional financing, depending on the buyer and property. Agents must help buyers stay organized because HUD deadlines can move quickly. The role of the real estate agents play an important role in GNND transactions. They help buyers understand eligibility, search for qualifying properties, review occupancy requirements, submit electronic bids, coordinate financing, manage deadlines, navigate HUD paperwork. However, agents must not overpromise benefits or misrepresent eligibility. Under AAC R428-1101A, agents must deal fairly and honestly with all parties. Under AAC R428-1101F, agents must be competent in the transactions they handle. GNND involves specialized rules, lottery procedures, occupancy obligations, and federal program compliance. Why GNND matters today. In today's housing market, affordability remains one of the biggest challenges facing buyers. GNND helps essential workers become homeowners while also helping communities stabilize. For buyers, the program may create significant equity potential, affordable homeownership, community involvement, long-term financial opportunity. For agents, understanding GNND creates another way to serve teachers, law enforcement officers, firefighters, EMTs, and first-time buyers. For many clients, learning about this program may completely change what they believe is financially possible. As we continue through this course, we will move deeper into HUD buyer qualifications, bidding timelines, contract packages, and the full HUD transaction process from search to closing. Online discussion. Question 1. Why did HUD create the Good Neighbor Next Door program? Answer. HUD created GNND to strengthen and revitalize communities by encouraging public service professionals to become homeowners in designated revitalization areas. Question 2. What is one major misunderstanding buyers have about GNND? Answer. Many buyers think they can rent or resell the property immediately. In reality, they must live in the home as their primary residence for 36 months. Question 3. Why should agents understand GNND rules before advising clients? Answer. GNND includes eligibility rules, occupancy restrictions, lottery procedures, and financing considerations. Misstating these rules could mislead buyers and create compliance concerns.